Previously on Eugene's A Traveling Drummer's Diary.
Welcome to the third and last episode of the Vital Remains 2017 EU Summer Festival Run chapter. This video will cover the remaining festivals from this tour, so hop on and let's get started. Picking up where we left off after successfully drying my clothes in Tilburg, Netherlands. It's time to pack my stuff and leave for Belgium. Next stop, Méan Festival. This was one of the most pleasant drives on this tour, because it was one of the shortest ones, which gave us some extra hours of sleep that can be a lifesaver. Even though the festival is relatively small, it is located in the middle of nowhere, out of sight, out of mind. Despite its size, it was very well organized. We played the main tent where the crew was top notch. Having two drum risers is one of the biggest reliefs you could ask for as a drummer on a hectic festival. Unfortunately, tents like these often affect the overall sound in a bad way, but at least it protected the poor fans from the merciless rain that was punishing the festival that day. Exchanged my only food coupon for some local meatballs, which was pretty decent, I recall. I remember this particular performance as my best open air show with the band in terms of good drumming. Festival rating time, here we go. As mentioned before, the crew was very pro and super helpful. 3 out of 3. The place is a bit too isolated from civilization in my opinion, although very friendly and atmospheric. The infrastructure for an underground metal festival of this caliber, a solid 2 out of 3. No big variety of food, just 1 or 2 options, so in comparison to the previous festivals, this is a 1 out of 3 for catering. To think of it, I also don't recall having a backstage at this festival, or at least there was nothing special. Overall comfort, 3 out of 5. After some modest partying, it was time to get some sleep because the next drive was hell.
Добрий вечір, хлопці. Зараз будемо спати десь 2 години чи 2,5 і путешествуємо далі. Ну от, кстати, скажу вам, що інтер'єр готеля виглядає десь такою. Там якісь БДБ клачуні йдуть, а ні, то якісь діти, сорі. Сорі, чуваки, неправильно, не пойміть мене неправильно.
The only luxury I required is for the radiators to work in August to dry my stage clothes in 2.5 hours.
Коротше, десь 8 рано, і ми взагалі такі змучені.
We have arrived to MOTOCULTOR Festival around 11 AM, so we could sleep in the van a few hours before the show. Good thing we were so early and parked the van in the festival area.
Tip number 47. Sleeping up here is illegal while the van is moving. Unless you have stopped, you are risking to be fined by the coppers.
After a quick breakfast, I had time to walk around a bit and explore the festival area, harassing the musicians.
Тут туалети. Будьте здорові. Коротше, у когось хватило смілості, і вони взяли просто сюди бахнули свою палатку. Подосна не круто. Хоча, знаєте, їм самим не повезло, бо якраз на сонце поставили. Так що, лохи.
This tent was the biggest out of 3 stages here.
Dave Mustache. Чекайте, там типа Содом грають.
We played the smallest open air stage. This one has a special place in my heart because I was fortunate enough to play 3 years in a row. 2017 Vital Remains, 2018 Belphegor, 2019 Decapitated. The small stage had 2 drum risers which made the changeover super fast. The crew was very efficient. Furthermore, there were no overlapping time slots between the bands on our stage and the main stage, which meant we had at least an hour or more for line check.
Ну, не можу нарадуватися. Все сухенько.
Tip number 48. Use the advantage of the summer open air festival's scorching sun to dry or cook stuff.
Я вже драмси підготував.
Motocultor Festival France. Crew, awesome. Infrastructure, nice backstage containers, a bit too far to walk. In 2019 with Decapitated, it was raining the whole day, the mud on the festival area and on stage was a disaster. Food, really good. Overall lovely event. Back at the hotel, next day morning we had some nice French breakfast.
She said, I could give you croissant.
The next gig in Nantes was actually cancelled on the day of the show due to bad conditions or low pre-sales. Don't remember what was the exact reason, but the thing is, after France we were supposed to play Slovakia. And now we had an extra travel day, fortunately, because it was very far. Maybe we wouldn't even make it in time if it wasn't for the cancelled show. The next 2 days are gonna be just spent on the never-ending highways. We have arrived to Banska Bystrica. The show we were supposed to play here was a filler club gig between festivals which took place in Tartaros, a venue you should be already familiar with if you have watched the previous diary episode with Banisher.
We thought that the f***ing floor was the stage and this is the stage.
Spokojnie. And we can put 2 drum kits and a piano. And Flash got Apocalypse.
The Vital Remains gig was cool, met some old friends, had a great time. We continue with the next show, the Kaltenbach Festival in Austria. Kaltenbach Open Air is based in the Alpine foothills at a skiing resort. One of my most favorite fests to play, which I was fortunate enough to do 3 years in a row till now. 2016 Waldschrat, 2017 Vital Remains, 2018 Belphegor. The only thing that's out of control and nasty is the weather conditions. 3 years in a row, heavy rain and very cold evenings. Despite the festival being held in late August, the Alps know no mercy. One of the most awesome things about this event is that it's small enough not to host rockstar level bands. Thanks to this, all of the bands, headliner or opener, are treated the same way, more or less. As a headlining act, you get unlimited food coupons, importance of which you cannot just neglect. A big shout out to Kevin Foley from Benighted for having my back.
Tip number 49. Making friends on tour among musicians has its benefits. You can never know when they can do you a favor, so make sure you repay them as well.
Rating time. I recall losing my cymbals for a moment, later realizing the crew already took it on stage to set them up for me. 3 out of 3. A meh tent behind the stage for bands would be okay if not for the mud all over the place. Tea, coffee, juice, soda, unlimited Jaeger, vodka, energy drink shots, you name it. Catering, 3 out of 3. The freezing mountains just add to the atmosphere. Overall comfort, 4 out of 5. One last day off before the final show at Death Feast Open Air in Germany. The festival backstage is a huge-ass building without a wall that grants you immediate access to the stage. It might not look very nice from here, but honestly pretty practical. No heat or rain will affect the artists, no need for long walks between the stage and the backstage. Maybe this doesn't seem much, but trust me, it comes in handy. The catering was nothing special, 1 coupon for a warm meal. Only 1 drum riser. This festival was the most problematic for my changeover. Although the crew was decent, the lack of time caused a lot of pressure on the whole performance. I recall playing here with Decapitated 2 years after this in 2019, same story. This was my very last show with Vital Remains, and it was a pretty good one. A special shout out to our driver Yoshi for being super awesome and helping me out in times of struggle. Alright, Ander nach Death Feast Open Air, Germany. Crew, 2 out of 3. A bit too loud in the backstage, but very practical otherwise. Food, 2 out of 3. Overall, actually pretty nice. Alright guys, it's time to wrap up this chapter of summer open air festivals. As you can see for yourselves, these kind of gigs differ from indoor club shows a lot. Different conditions, circumstances, challenges, mindset, attitude, experience. I personally love to play open air festivals. Probably I get to appreciate them more because they happen seldom. Hopefully you enjoyed these last few episodes and could learn something useful about living the dream. I appreciate your support, which always helps me keep making these videos. Catch me on my adventures around the world in the future with the next episodes of a Traveling Drummer's Diary saga. Take care, Eugene out.